Why Princess Leonor carries a burden few royals ever face from the outside. Princess Leonor's life looks extraordinary. Historic palaces, royal ceremonies, international attention, a future crown waiting for her. To many people, it seems like the perfect life. But behind every public appearance is a responsibility that very few people on earth will ever experience. Princess Leonor isn't simply preparing for a career. She is preparing for a lifetime of service that began before she could even speak. She didn't apply for the role. She didn't campaign for it. She inherited it. And with that inheritance came a burden that only a handful of people in history have ever carried. Today, we're exploring why Princess Leonor faces challenges unlike almost any other young woman in Europe and why becoming Queen of Spain is about much more than wearing a crown. If you enjoy documentaries about European royalty, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, let's begin. A future decided at birth. Most children grow up believing they can become almost anything: a doctor, a teacher, an engineer, an artist. Their future slowly takes shape through choices they make over many years. Princess Leonor's future followed a very different path. As the eldest child of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she became first in line to the Spanish throne. That meant her life would always be connected to an institution that has shaped Spain's history for centuries. Long before she understood the meaning of duty, others were already discussing the responsibilities that awaited her. Every stage of her education was planned with that future in mind. Every public appearance became part of a much larger preparation. Living two lives at once. One of Leonor's greatest challenges is balancing two identities. On one hand, she is a young woman experiencing many of the same milestones as people her age. She studies, she learns new skills, she spends time with family, she continues growing into adulthood. On the other hand, she is the heir to the throne. That role brings expectations that most people can hardly imagine. When she gives a speech, it isn't viewed simply as a student's presentation. It is examined as the words of a future head of state. When she attends an official ceremony, she isn't representing only herself. She is representing the continuity of the Spanish crown. Living with those two identities at the same time requires remarkable balance. The weight of constant attention. Few young adults grow up knowing that almost every public appearance will be photographed. For Princess Leonor, public attention has been a constant part of life. Her speeches are analyzed. Her clothing is discussed. Her schedule attracts headlines. Even routine moments can become major news stories. That level of visibility creates pressures that extend far beyond ordinary public recognition. Every decision may be interpreted as carrying symbolic meaning. Every success is celebrated. Every mistake risks becoming national news. Learning to live under that level of observation is itself a demanding responsibility. Preparing to lead without politics. Another unique challenge comes from the constitutional role of the Spanish monarch. Unlike elected political leaders, the monarch is expected to remain politically neutral. That means Leonor is preparing for a future in which she will represent all Spaniards, regardless of political views. It also means she must learn to communicate carefully, listen respectfully, and represent continuity rather than partisanship. This balancing act requires patience, discipline, and emotional maturity. These qualities cannot be developed overnight. They are built gradually through education, experience, and years of preparation. A responsibility that cannot be put aside. Most careers allow people to retire, change direction, or pursue a completely different path. For a future queen, the situation is very different. The responsibilities associated with the crown are intended to provide stability across generations. That means Leonor's preparation is not simply for the next few years. It is preparation for decades of public service. This is perhaps the greatest burden she carries, not because it is impossible, but because it requires placing duty alongside personal aspirations for an entire lifetime. And that is a challenge very few people will ever truly understand. In the next chapter, we'll explore the personal sacrifices that come with this role, including privacy, relationships, public expectations, and why every major decision Princess Leonor makes is viewed through the lens of her future as Queen of Spain.